What is going on, everyone? Let's talk about religion, or the lack thereof. Today we're talking about countries with the largest portion of the population that claim to be atheists. If you don't know what atheism is, it can simply be explained as a person who doesn't believe in God or some other form of higher power. There are several flavors of atheism that I'm not going to get into. We're just broad brushing this one with people that don't believe in the big man upstairs or downstairs if you've stepped over to the dark side. I promise there will be people in the comment section just talking about the different types of atheism and how I got it wrong. They're almost like vegetarians. You ask someone if they're a vegetarian and you get a 20-minute speech on how vegetarians are like minor league vegans or serious vegetarians, and it just goes on and on. Never ask someone about if they're a vegetarian. Trust me on that one. We're going to keep this one simple and look at a worldwide study that was done a few years back. And this will be asked, so I'm just going to put it out there just so you know. In the survey, 43% of Americans fall into the atheist crowd. All right, let's take a look and see what countries are losing their religion. Number 25, Iceland. We start off this list with this Nordic island nation filled with geysers, volcanoes, hot springs, and lava fields, and not much religion. 54% of the population say they are atheists. Now, the believers on this island nation, 95% of them are Christian and 0.2% are Muslims. Those are the two main ones there. Back in the day, they believed in Viking gods. 24, France. Even though France has some amazing cathedrals and churches, not everyone's on board with the whole religion thing here. 55% of the French people claim they are atheists. Of the people that do believe, 63% are Christian and 7.5% are Muslim. 23. Slovenia. You know, I don't know much about Slovenia. One thing I do know is they don't get on the religion train too much. 59% of the population claim to be atheists. Of the believers, 78.4% are Christian, 3.6% are Muslim. You know, for this area, I really thought they'd have a higher Muslim population. Who knows? 22, Austria. Austria, much like Germany, they don't get into the religion thing too much. You'll see Germany later on this list. 59% of the Austrian residents claim to be atheists. Of the believers, 80.4% are Christian and 5.4% are Muslim. You know, that one kind of surprised me there. I didn't think they'd have as many Muslims there, but here you have it. 21, Ireland. Blown away at this one. I mean, I come from a family that's part Norwegian, part Irish. My grandmother, my great-grandmother, my aunts, everyone, they were very religious. I just always thought this was a very religious country. And here they are, almost cracking the top 20 of atheist places. 60% of Ireland's population claim to be atheist. Of the believers, 62% are Christian, 1.1% are Muslim. And by the way, I'm only including the top 2 religions in any country, or we'd be here all week, just so you know. Number 20, Israel. Again, mind blown. This is a Jewish state. How are a bunch of people here not into religion? Now, on this one, I had to dig a little deeper because I was really blown away on this one. The study I found said 61% of Israel's population is atheist. And I got a little deeper, and there was a Israeli newspaper called Haaretz, or it's Haaretz. I think that's how you call it. But anyway, they came up with 65% of Israel is atheist. So not too far from the study I got most of the information from. But of the believers, as you can imagine, 75.6% are Jewish, 18.6% are Muslims, and 2% are Christian. 19, Latvia. Now, I don't know a whole bunch about Latvia. My son was actually stationed there for about a year when he was in the military. But I'll tell you one thing I do know, 62% don't believe in the man upstairs. Of the believers, 55.8% are Christian, 1.5% are Muslim. 18, Finland. Now you're going to start seeing a lot from this part of the world. They're just not into religion like you might think they would be. 62% of Finland's population claim they are atheists. Of the believers, 81.6% are Christian and less than 1% are Muslim. They just really don't go for it. I imagine they're just too busy trying to stay warm. 17, Canada, or as I like to call it, the land of Doug. For some reason, I know like 6 Canadians all named Doug. I'm not sure what the deal is with naming your sons Doug in Canada is, but it seems to be a thing. I mean, other than the right side of the country, when you got Quebec and Montreal, they go with like Jean-Pierre and stuff like that. But 63% of Dougs consider themselves atheists. Of the believers, 69% are Christian, 2.1% are Muslim. I'm a little shocked there. I really thought they'd have a higher Muslim population, but it's only 2.1%. 16, Spain. This is another one that kind of shocked me. Spain has amazingly beautiful churches and cathedrals, and here they are. 63% of their population claim to be atheists. But of those people that believe, 78.6% are Christian, 2.1% are Muslim. Number 15, Azerbaijan. This is another country that I don't know a ton about, but I do know they're not into religion. 64% of the Azerbaijan people do not believe in the man upstairs. But of the ones that do, 96.9% are Muslim and 3% are Christian. A little bit switcheroo there compared to what we've had already. 14, South Korea. I'm not too shocked on this one. A lot of Asian countries really aren't into the whole religion thing. 5 of the top 15 are Asian countries on this list. 65% of South Korea's population say they are atheists. Of the believers, 29.4% are Christian and 22.9% are Buddhist. 13, Hong Kong. You know, I'm over 50. There was a cartoon back in the 70s called Hong Kong Phooey. Every time I say the word Hong Kong, I want to say Phooey at the end of it. I mean, totally racist cartoon, but we didn't know that back in the 70s. I just looked it up and it was a big part of my life. I've always remembered it, and they only did like 16 episodes and then some other smaller half episodes. Only lasts like 2 years or something. Anyway, we're talking about religion on this video, not Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And in Hong Kong, 66% of the population say they are atheists. Now, I'll give you 3 on this one. 14.3% of the believers say they're Christian. 13.2% are Buddhist. Now, here's a different one. 12.8% follow what is known as folk religion. If you don't know what folk religion, it's kind of an ethnic, regional religion or customs that fall under the umbrella of religion, but outside the official doctrine or practice of any other regular religion. That's kind of the definition they give you. Number 12, Germany. Germany's another one I'm a little surprised on. I mean, most of Europe has, deep roots in various religions. And yeah, things change over time, but it usually takes generation after generation after generation to really get away from a religion. And Germany seems to be a place that's cutting a few of those generations out of the equation. 66% of the German population claim they're atheists. Of the believers, 68.7% believe in Christianity, while 5.8% say they are Muslim. 11, Vietnam. Yeah, another Asian country. They're really not into religion. Now, they do have a good portion of their population that's into folk religion, but 67% say they are atheists. Folk religion, 43.5%, and Buddhist is 16.4%. Number 10, Denmark. Denmark doesn't surprise me at all. I did read a study by their government that says that 80% of the population belongs to the ELC, which stands for the Evangelical Lutheran, but only 10% of them attend services. Now, they're still part of the church, so they'll do things like funerals, weddings, confirmations, baptisms, things like that. But as far as going or really considering themselves that, only 10%. 68% of Denmark's population say they are atheists, with 83.5% making up Christianity, and 4.1% is Muslim. The Muslim population is mostly focused in Copenhagen and some of the other larger cities. Number 9, Norway. Norway is just like Denmark. Over 80% of the believers belong to the ELC, but only about 8% attend services on a weekly basis. And that's the believers. 70% of this country claim they are atheists. But when it does come to Christianity, 84.7% are Christian and 3.7% are Muslim. Number 8, Australia. So this one sort of surprised me. I don't know why. They're really not a very religious country. I just thought they would be. Don't know why. But 70% of Australia's population claim they are atheists. Of the believers, 67.3% are Christian and 2.4% are Muslim. Number 7, Estonia. Estonia is another place that I really don't know too much about. I do love their flag. They got a really cool flag. That black, blue, and white. I don't know. It just looks really cool. They're up there next to Latvia and Russia. They have a lot of atheists in this country, which I'm sure some of them are praying right now Russia doesn't decide to stop in Ukraine and start in Estonia. But 72% of Estonia's population claim they are atheists. Of the believers, 39.9% are Christian and only 0.2% are Muslim. Number 6, Belgium. Belgium isn't a big country and they're not big into religion either. So in the top 10, I've been trying to look in and find other studies to get a better grasp of what's going on in these countries, and normally the government will have some kind of statistics on things like religion and population. One thing they don't collect in Belgium is religious affiliation numbers. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But 72% of the Belgian population claims they are atheists, with 64.2% of the believers believing in Christianity and 5.9% being Muslim. Number 5, the United Kingdom. This again kind of surprised me with the family that comes from that part of the world. I just always assumed the United Kingdom was very religious. Now I feel like I should clear something up, because whenever I say the United Kingdom and then Ireland was also on there, people are all, we already said Ireland. Ireland is not part of the United Kingdom. Northern Ireland is, not Ireland. But yeah, much to my surprise, 72% of the United Kingdom claims to be atheist, while 71% of the believers are Christian and 4.4% are Muslim. Number 4, the Czech Republic. This is a beautiful country. If you've never visited, definitely go to Prague someday. It's an amazing city with great history, beautiful country. The architecture is just mind-blowing for this place. Anyway, 75% of the Czech Republic say they are atheist. Of the believers, 53.3% are Christian, 2.1% are Buddhist, and then there's a whole bunch that claim to be religious but unaffiliated. That's most of them. In case you're doing the numbers here, that's what the rest are, unaffiliated. Number 3, Sweden. Sweden, just like most of these Scandinavian countries, they're not too big on the man upstairs. I mean, for a long time, this whole part of the world was all into the Norse gods and all that stuff, and then it's like they really didn't get into anything too big after that. 78% of the Swedish population claim they are atheist, with 67.2% of the believers being Christian, 4.6% being Muslim, and a whole bunch of 1% of everything else. Number 2, Japan. Yes, see, another Asian country. I don't know what it is, but the Asian countries and, a lot of the Scandinavian countries, they're not into religion. Look at Central and South America and you will not find them near the top 25. I read one article where a Japanese man said that the Japanese people believe more in Godzilla and Pokemon than they do any other religion. I thought that was interesting. But 81% of Japan's population claim they are atheist. But of the people that do believe in some sort of religion, 36.2% are Buddhist and 1.6% falling into the Muslim category. All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget we have another channel called On This Day. There's a link down below. We'd love it if you went over there and subscribed, watched some videos, whatever. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. All right, on to number 1. And number 1. China. This is an amazing stat. I mean, so many people are atheists in China that it's kind of strange. It's hard to believe that they have this many people and this many don't believe in something. 91% of China's population claim to be atheists. Yes, they've all agreed that they don't believe in this. You can't even get that high a percentage when you're offering free money. Most people are all into free money, but then there's those types who are, well, where's this money coming from? Nothing's free, da 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 da. But 91% of the people claim that they are atheists in China. Mind-blowing. But of the believers, 52.2% are Buddhists and 18.2% are folk religion. All right, so that's today's video. Now, one thing I did find interesting, some of the countries with the lowest amount of atheists are actually African countries. Again, mind-blowing. I had no idea, but we'll do that in another video. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. Now go out, have a great day, be nice to each other.